Welcome back today, my friends, where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and valuable finds. In today's video, we're going to explore some of the most valuable and rare wheat pennies in the market today. If you're a collector or just starting your journey into the world of numismatics, you won't want to miss this. Let's get started. First up, the wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first issued in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The design, featuring two stalks of wheat on the reverse side, became a beloved part of American coinage. The 1955 wheat penny is especially significant as it was produced during a time when the US was in the midst of post-war recovery. This era was marked by economic change, and the coin itself has seen increased demand in the market over the years. Now, the 1955 penny with the D Mint mark was produced at the Denver Mint. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was made in Denver, which adds a bit of intrigue and collectability to the coin. But it's the condition of the coin that really sets it apart today. One of the key aspects that makes this coin so valuable is its red color shade condition. When we talk about color shade in coins, we refer to how well preserved the original copper patina is. A coin in red condition means it still retains its original bright copper color, with no signs of tarnish, corrosion, or dullness. This is a highly sought-after feature among collectors. Coins are graded on a scale that includes grades like red, red-brown, and brown. While red-brown and brown coins are also collectible, red coins, especially ones like the 1955 wheat penny, are more valuable because they show little to no wear and maintain their striking original color. This rarity in color condition makes these pennies stand out on the market. The 1955 wheat penny with a D Mint mark is not as common as you might think. Although millions were produced, fewer of them survived in pristine condition. Over the decades, many pennies were circulated and subjected to wear and tear, which often dulls their color. To find a 1955 wheat penny with D Mint mark in red condition is rare. Its scarcity, combined with its high demand among collectors, makes it one of the more desirable coins in the market today. Think about it. While most 1955 wheat pennies may have lost their original luster, this rare red example, in mint condition, makes it even more precious. This rarity is what boosts its market value considerably. So, how much is this rare 1955 wheat penny with the D Mint mark actually worth today? Well, the answer varies depending on the specific grade and condition, but generally, you can expect a coin in red condition to fetch anywhere from $800,000 and sometimes even more. In fact, a perfect specimen with a full red color and exceptional grade could even reach the $1,000 range. If you come across a 1955 wheat penny in red condition, especially one with the D Mint mark, you're looking at a potentially substantial investment. Just imagine a penny from the 1950s that was once part of everyday pocket change, now being worth hundreds of dollars. This is why collectors are always on the lookout for these coins, and why, if you're lucky enough to find one, it could be a huge boost to your collection. Now that you know how valuable the 1955 wheat penny with the D Mint mark can be, let's talk about how you can identify and grade it. When inspecting a coin, start by checking for signs of wear. If the coin's design is still sharp and detailed, with the wheat stalks clearly visible on the reverse, that's a good sign. You'll also want to check the color closely. Is it still a bright copper? If it has a vibrant red hue, you might have a winner. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for any imperfections like scratches or discoloration. The more pristine the coin, the higher its potential value. Coins in red condition are graded higher than those that show signs of age or tarnish. Keep an eye out for these key factors when assessing the value of your 1955 wheat penny. To wrap things up, The 1955 wheat penny with the D mint mark in red condition is definitely a coin you want to keep an eye on. Not only is it a piece of history, but its rarity and condition make it a valuable asset to any collection. Whether you're an experienced coin collector or just starting, this penny could be worth a lot more than you might expect. So next time you go through your change or check your old coins, take a closer look at any 1955 wheat pennies you find. You never know. You might just be holding onto a rare treasure that could bring you a nice profit in the future. Next up, the 1925 wheat penny 1 cent. Without a mint mark, in very good condition. This coin might not seem like much at first glance, but its rarity and value will surely surprise you. The 1925 wheat penny is part of the iconic series of Lincoln pennies, which were first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. But what makes the 1925 wheat penny so unique, especially the version without a mint mark, is its rarity, condition, and current market value. On the obverse, we see the famous image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design is a key feature of the Lincoln cent and was used from 1909 until 1958. What makes the 1925 wheat penny particularly interesting is that it was struck during a time when the United States was still recovering from World War I, which makes it more historically significant. On the reverse, we have the wheat stalks, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. This design was used on wheat pennies from 1909 until 1958 and is where this coin gets its name. The wheat penny is a beloved series among collectors for both its design and the history it represents. Now, when it comes to the 1925 wheat penny without a mint mark, it's important to understand the rarity factor. The lack of a mint mark means this penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While many collectors focus on coins with mint marks or errors, the 1925 version without a mint mark stands out because it's not as common, in very good condition, especially when it's been well preserved. Let's talk about the condition of the coin. This particular 1925 wheat penny is in very good condition, which means it has some noticeable wear and tear, but key details such as Lincoln's profile and the wheat stalks on the reverse are still visible. The coin's value dramatically increases depending on the condition it's in, and very good is already a significant tier for collectors. In terms of grading, very good falls just above good and below fine. While the coin shows clear signs of use, it's still distinguishable, making it a desirable piece for collectors who appreciate the history behind each coin, regardless of its wear. Now, let's talk about the real question. How much is this coin worth today? Well, as with any rare coin, its value depends on multiple factors: condition, rarity, and market demand. But here's the breakdown. A 1925 wheat penny in very good condition typically ranges in value from $900,000. However, it can go for more if it's sold through auctions or to specialized collectors who value its rarity. If the coin has additional rare characteristics, like being a variety or error coin, the value could rise significantly. Rare coins, like this 1925 wheat penny, sometimes fetch much higher amounts, especially when there's a competitive market for them. Keep in mind, the value of a coin can fluctuate based on demand, so it's always a good idea to get an expert appraisal if you think you have something truly special. To keep your 1925 wheat penny in great condition, make sure you store it properly. Use acid-free holders or capsules to protect it from further wear or damage. It's important to handle these coins with care so that they maintain their value over time. If you're lucky enough to own a 1925 wheat penny in very good condition, congratulations, it's a valuable part of US coin history. And if you're looking to add this coin to your collection, keep an eye out for its distinct features: Lincoln's profile, the wheat stalks, and the lack of a mint mark. Next up, before we talk about the coin's value, let's take a step back and look at its history. The wheat penny was first introduced in 1909, and it remained in circulation until 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing the country's agriculture. Now, the 1945 wheat penny is from the final years of World War II, a time when the United States was in the midst of a transition, both socially and economically. The war's impact on production was significant, making this particular coin even more interesting from a historical perspective. The 1945 wheat penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. In terms of design, the obverse features Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, while the reverse displays the wheat stalks, a design that was used for nearly 50 years. However, when it comes to the 1945 wheat penny, there's one thing that sets it apart from others: it has no mint mark. This means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced the majority of US coins during this period. Now let's talk about the black color shade condition of this particular coin. When you hear black color shade, it may sound unusual for a penny, but it's actually a specific type of toning that occurs on coins. This happens when a coin is exposed to certain environmental factors like humidity, pollutants, or age. Over time, these factors cause a patina to form, giving the coin a blackened or tarnished appearance. The black shade on a 1945 wheat penny can vary from a dark brown to a more intense, glossy black. In the world of numismatics, this is often considered a unique or rare look. While it may seem damaged to the untrained eye, collectors recognize that this type of toning can sometimes add to a coin's desirability and even value, depending on its rarity. The 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark is already rare by itself, but combined with the black color shade condition, this coin becomes even more distinctive. While the 1945 penny is not as rare as some earlier years in the wheat penny series, the absence of a mint mark indicates it was made in Philadelphia, which is significant for collectors. The black color shading condition, as mentioned earlier, is not the result of any official production error or defect, but rather the result of environmental factors. This means that each black-toned 1945 wheat penny is unique. No two coins are alike, adding to its collectible charm. Now, the burning question: what's the value of a 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark in black color shade condition? Let's break it down. The general market value of a 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark in average circulation condition is usually around $1 to $3. However, when you add the black color shade condition, the value can increase. This blackened toned version of the penny could be valued anywhere from $400,000, depending on factors such as the severity of the color change from demand from collectors. But here's the kicker: if the coin is in excellent or near mint condition despite the black toning, it could potentially fetch much higher prices, with some rare sales reaching up to $700,000 or more. The fact that this coin is both toned and in good condition makes it stand out in any collection, especially if it's part of a more substantial collection of wheat pennies. So, if you happen to have a 1945 wheat penny in black color shade condition, or you're looking to purchase one, where do you start? The 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark in black color shade condition is a rare coin with a lot of potential value in today's market. While its value might not be as high as some other rare coins, the uniqueness of the black toning and the historical significance of the coin make it a valuable piece for collectors. If you have a 1945 wheat penny in black shade condition, it might be worth taking it to a professional for an appraisal. Whether you decide to sell or keep it as part of your collection, it's a coin that definitely deserves attention. Next up, the 1956 wheat penny with a D mint mark, found in circulated condition. This might seem like just another old penny, but wait. There's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. Stick around, because we're going to break down why this penny is so valuable in today's market. First off, let's take a quick look at the 1956 wheat penny. This coin is part of the iconic wheat series that was minted between 1909 and 1958. Designed by the famous engraver Victor David Brenner, the reverse side features 2 stalks of wheat surrounding the words 1 cent. It's a coin that brings a sense of history with it. But there's a specific variety, the 1956 with the D mint mark, that has attracted the attention of collectors worldwide. Before we get into the value, let's make sure we understand the basics. The 1956 wheat penny was minted in large quantities, with over 1 billion produced that year. So why is this coin so valuable? Well, the value isn't because it's rare in terms of quantity, it's all about its condition, mint mark, and demand among collectors. Now, the D mint mark on the 1956 wheat penny indicates it was minted in Denver. The coin was struck with a copper composition, meaning it contains 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. However, even though millions were minted, a 1956 penny in circulated condition could still be worth much more than its face value, depending on a few key factors. A 1956 wheat penny in circulated condition means the coin has been used in everyday transactions over the years. As a result, it might show some signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and even some slight dents. But here's the thing, not all circulated coins are created equal. Some of these pennies might be in slightly better shape than others, and that's where the real value comes in. In circulated condition, the 1956 with D mint mark will typically be graded as either good, very good, or fine condition, depending on how much wear it has endured over time. The more details that are still visible, like the wheat stalks and the date, the higher the grade, and the greater the potential value. As you can see, a penny with a bit more detail, especially one with minimal wear to the wheat stalks or the date, is going to fetch more in the market. A coin that is in fine or very fine condition could be worth a little more, while one that's heavily worn would still be worth something, but less. Still, it's important to remember that even in circulated condition, some 1956 wheat pennies can have significant value. So, what are we looking at for value? In general, a 1956 wheat penny with a D mint mark in circulated condition could be worth anywhere from $150,000 depending on its exact condition. But here's the real kicker. The condition and rarity can push the value even higher. If you happen to find a 1956 penny with minimal wear and clear detail, its value could range between $100,000 on average and in some cases more. However, here's where things get interesting. Some rare variations or specimens of the 1956 D penny have been discovered that are slightly off-center or show other interesting minting errors. These error coins are often worth much more than a regular circulated 1956 penny, sometimes reaching values of $300,000 or more, depending on the severity of the error. So, if you're digging through your change jar, Keep your eyes peeled for a 1956 D penny. It might not be the rarest coin in the world, but its value is definitely something to keep in mind. In fact, the value of these coins can sometimes surprise even experienced collectors. Let's also talk about how market demand influences value. Over the years, the value of these coins has fluctuated based on interest from collectors. While the 1956 penny might not be as sought after as some other years in the wheat series, there are still a number of collectors looking to fill gaps in their collections. This ongoing demand keeps the market for these coins active. Now, here's something important to remember. If you do happen to come across a 1956 wheat penny with the D mint mark, the condition of the coin will make a huge difference in how much it could be worth. In lower grades, it's a coin that's still affordable and accessible for collectors on a budget. But in higher grades or with unique errors, it could fetch a pretty penny. No pun intended. If you're serious about valuing your coin, it's always a good idea to get it professionally appraised. Many factors go into determining a coin's value, and a trained professional can give you a more accurate estimate, especially when dealing with rare varieties and mint errors. So there you have it, a deep dive into the 1956 wheat penny with the D mint mark. It's not just an old penny. It's a piece of history with the potential for some serious value, especially in circulated condition. Whether you're a collector or just someone with a keen eye for finding treasure in your spare change, this penny is definitely one to watch out for. Next up, the 1941 wheat penny with a D mint mark. This little coin might look simple at first glance, but when it comes to its market value today, it can be worth a significant amount of money, especially if it's in very good condition. Let's explore why the 1941 D wheat penny is a rare and valuable coin. First, let's take a closer look at the 1941 wheat penny. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 and was in circulation until 1958. On the front, you'll find Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which has been a staple design of the coin since its inception. What sets the 1941 penny apart from others is the mint mark on the reverse side, which tells us where it was produced. If you look closely at the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a D mint mark just beneath the date. This D stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was struck. The 1941 wheat penny with a D mint mark is one of the more sought-after varieties among collectors due to its scarcity in certain conditions. Coins in very good condition are highly valued because of their rarity and the demand for well-preserved specimens. The 1941 D wheat penny, when in very good condition, shows clear details on both the obverse and reverse sides. You should be able to clearly see Abraham Lincoln's image and the wheat stalks on the reverse without much wear. The coin's surfaces should also have some visible wear, but still maintain much of its original detail. Coin grading is a crucial factor in determining a coin's value. For the 1941 D wheat penny, a coin in very good condition is one that has been well preserved, showing minimal wear but still retaining its features. In terms of the grading scale, a very good coin typically shows some slight signs of circulation but no major damage. These coins are more desirable to collectors than those in poor condition. Now, let's talk numbers. The 1941 D wheat penny in very good condition can fetch anywhere between $500,000. However, if you find a well-preserved specimen with no significant scratches, deep corrosion, or damage, the value can rise to upwards of $800,000 or more depending on the current market demand. But, of course, the market value of coins fluctuates. The value of a 1941 D wheat penny can also be influenced by factors such as its rarity in high-grade condition. demand from collectors, and even the overall state of the economy. For instance, if a particular coin designed becomes more popular, its price could skyrocket. Coins in very good or better condition, especially rare years like the 1941D, are often more likely to be sold for premium prices. If you're lucky enough to come across one in exceptional condition, especially a well-preserved 1941D wheat penny, it could be worth more than you expect. Some auction houses or coin dealers may even offer higher than usual prices for these rare finds. Why is this coin so rare? In 1941, a total of 882 million pennies were minted at the Denver Mint, which was a high mintage for the time. However, due to the passage of time, many of these coins were worn down, melted for scrap, or damaged in circulation. As a result, well-preserved examples, especially those in very good condition, have become more rare and valuable. Collectors often look for specific years and mint marks of the wheat penny, and the 1941D is among the most coveted. While not as rare as some other years, like the 1909 CFVDB or the 1914D, it is still a valuable piece for anyone assembling a complete collection of Lincoln cents. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, finding a valuable coin like the 1941D wheat penny is always an exciting experience. So, if you have one of these coins in your collection, take good care of it. If you happen to find one while going through a pile of old change, don't rush to spend it. It could be worth more than you think. In conclusion, the 1941 wheat penny with a D mint mark in very good condition is a highly sought-after coin in the world of numismatics. Its rarity, historical significance, and market demand make it a valuable piece for collectors. So, the next time you come across a coin from the 1940s, take a moment to check if it's the 1941D, because you might just be holding on to a rare gem worth big dollars. Next up, the 1958 wheat penny with a D mint mark in very good condition. This coin might just be hiding in your collection or even your pocket change, and today we'll explore why it's worth big money in today's market. Before we dive into the value of this particular coin, let's take a moment to appreciate the history behind the iconic wheat penny. First minted in 1909, the wheat penny, or the Lincoln cent, was a staple of American currency until it was replaced in 1959 by the memorial cent. This little penny, with the famous wheat ears on the reverse side, is a beloved piece of numismatic history. Now, let's focus on the 1958 wheat penny. The year 1958 marks the final year for the wheat penny design before the change to the memorial reverse. It's a significant year for collectors as it symbolizes the end of an era. The 1958 wheat penny was minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The DIRD mint mark you see on this coin indicates that it was minted in Denver. While the DIRD mint mark is relatively common, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value, especially when we're talking about a coin in very good condition. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does very good condition mean? Well, very good condition typically means the coin has seen some wear, but the key details, like Lincoln's profile and the wheat ears on the reverse, are still visible, even if they're slightly worn down. The coin has character and history, making it still a valuable piece for collectors. Coin condition is one of the most important factors when determining its market value, and in the case of the 1958 wheat penny with a DM mint mark in very good condition, there's definitely some value here. The coin might not be pristine like a gem quality example, but it's still highly sought after, especially when you consider its historic significance and rarity. For example, a 1958 wheat penny in very good condition could be worth anywhere from $390,000, depending on the market and buyer interest. However, if you happen to find one in near mint or uncirculated condition, the value could skyrocket to $400,000 or even higher. But remember, very good still holds some great value for collectors who are after a piece of history that's still affordable. So, why is the 1958 wheat penny with a D mint mark so valuable even in very good condition? There are several factors at play here. First, it's the last year of the classic wheat design. The fact that it's the final year before the switch to the memorial reverse makes it an important part of the Lincoln Cent series. Collectors are always interested in key dates, and the 1958 penny falls into that category. Additionally, although the 1958 D mint mark is not one of the rarest mintages, it is still a significant part of a complete collection of wheat pennies. The more complete the set, the more valuable it becomes, which drives up the demand for this specific coin. Now, let's talk about the current market value. The market for wheat pennies, including the 1958 with the D mint mark, is very active, and this coin has consistently held its value over the years. In fact, in recent years, there's been an uptick in interest in older coins as more collectors flock to the hobby. The 1958 wheat penny can be found in a wide range of conditions, but as we mentioned earlier, very good condition still offers great value. Of course, the price could vary depending on the specific market and auction, but this is a solid range to keep in mind if you're thinking about buying or selling a 1958 wheat penny. Now that you know the value, let's talk about how to spot a 1958 wheat penny in very good condition. If you have one in your collection, grab it and let's take a closer look. First, check the obverse side for Abraham Lincoln's portrait. In very good condition, you'll notice some wear around the hair and cheek, but the overall details should still be clear. The date 1958 will be visible, although the numbers may be slightly worn. On the reverse side, the wheat stalks should be discernible, though they might be a bit worn down. If you're thinking of buying or selling a 1958 wheat penny with a D mint mark in very good condition, there are a few things you should keep in mind. Always check the authenticity of the coin, and if you're buying, make sure you're working with a reputable dealer or auction house. That wraps up our look at the 1958 wheat penny with a D mint mark in very good condition. It may not be the rarest coin in the world, but it certainly holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and has a strong market value. If you have one in your collection, it could be worth a lot more than you think. Next up, the 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark. It's an iconic coin that's been capturing the attention of collectors for decades. So, what makes this coin so valuable, and how much is it worth today? Stick around as we break it all down. Let's start with a little history. The 1945 wheat penny was struck during the final stages of World War II, a time of significant change in the US. The wheat penny design, created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, had been in circulation for over 30 years by this point. The coin features 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse side, making it instantly recognizable. But why does the 1945 stand out? By 1945, the US Mint was nearing the end of the wheat penny series, which would eventually be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Cent in 1959. But even within this series, the 1945 coin without a mint mark is a rarer version, often sought after by collectors who are looking for specific varieties. Now, what makes the 1945 wheat pennies so special? The key factor is that this coin doesn't have a mint mark. Typically, coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint don't carry a mint mark. However, for certain years like 1945, you'll find that a large number of wheat pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. The Philadelphia Mint was the primary facility for this series, and the coins from this mint are often more highly valued. For collectors, coins without mint marks often indicate rarer production runs. While the majority of 1945 wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia, their value can vary greatly depending on their condition. So, what about this particular coin in a very fine condition? Coin grading is essential to determining a coin's value. In this case, we're talking about a very fine condition 1945 wheat penny. But what does that mean? The term very fine is part of a coin grading system that goes from poor to perfect uncirculated. With various stages in between, a very fine coin has some noticeable wear but still retains most of its original features and details. On the 1945 wheat penny, you'll still see clear details on the wheat stalks, Lincoln's hair, and the date. However, the coin will show slight wear from circulation, but it should still have a sharp, distinct design. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is to collectors. So, how much is this rare 1945 wheat penny worth today? In very fine condition, the value of the 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark can range anywhere from $500,000. While that might seem like a fortune, it's important to keep in mind that this is just the starting point. Coins in this condition are often sold in bulk to collectors and dealers, and the price can vary depending on the demand and rarity of the specific coin. Now, you may be wondering, what happens if you find one in better condition? Coins that are well preserved or have been graded higher, such as extremely fine or uncirculated, can fetch significantly higher prices. For example, an uncirculated 1945 wheat penny could be worth between $600,000 or even more, depending on market conditions. If you're looking for a 1945 wheat penny in very fine condition, you might find one in your pocket change, or you could look through online coin marketplaces, local coin shops, or even estate sales. Many coin collectors also sell or trade their coins through auction sites or at numismatic conventions. If you're trying to sell your 1945 wheat penny, knowing the grade and condition will help you determine a fair asking price. To sum up, the 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark is a fascinating coin for collectors. Its rarity, combined with its historical significance from the end of World War II, makes it a valuable part of any collection. Next up, the rare and valuable 1946 wheat penny with a D mint mark in very fine condition. You might be surprised to learn just how much these pennies are worth in today's market. If you're into rare coins or just starting your collection, this video is a must-watch. So, make sure you stick around as we dive deep into what makes this coin so special and why it's worth so much. The 1946 wheat penny features the classic design of Abraham Lincoln, created by artist Victor David Brenner. The obverse shows Lincoln's portrait, while the reverse features two stalks of wheat, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. What sets this coin apart from other pennies is its mint mark, located just to the right of the date. As you can see, this coin bears the D mint mark, which indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. While this mint mark may seem small, it plays a significant role in the coin's rarity and value. Now, let's take a step back and talk about the historical context of the 1946 wheat penny. After the end of World War II, the US economy was transitioning into a time of peace, and the demand for coins increased significantly. The 1946 wheat penny was one of the first pennies produced after the war, and it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors because of its rich history and the fact that it was one of the last coins to feature the wheat design before the switch to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. So, how does the 1946 wheat penny with the D Mint mark fare in terms of value? The value of any coin is largely dependent on its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. The 1946 D wheat penny is relatively common in circulated condition, but when it's in very fine condition, it stands out as a sought-after collectible. In coin grading, very fine refers to a coin that has visible wear, but still retains much of its original detail. On a 1946 wheat penny in very fine condition, you should expect to see well-defined features, with Lincoln's face clearly visible and the wheat stalks still sharp and distinguishable. These coins may have slight surface wear, but they aren't heavily damaged or worn. Now, let's talk numbers. A 1946 wheat penny with the D Mint mark in very fine condition typically ranges in value from around $50,000 in today's market. But what about those pennies that are in superior condition, or those with unique characteristics? Let's dive deeper. Although the 1946 D wheat penny in very fine condition isn't extremely rare, it's still considered valuable among collectors. Coins in higher grades, such as extra fine or uncirculated, can push the price to $100,000 or more. Just take a look at some of these auction results for high-quality 1946 D wheat pennies. One particular 1946 D in uncirculated condition fetched over $200,000 at a recent auction. And while that's a rare occurrence, it goes to show how valuable these coins can become, depending on their quality and rarity. If you're looking to add a 1946 D wheat penny to your collection, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, check the condition of the coin. While very fine coins are valuable, coins in extra fine or better condition will command even higher prices. It's also important to consider the presence of any errors or unique features that may set your coin apart from the rest. To grade your coin, you'll need to carefully examine the details. A magnifying glass or coin loop can help you see the finer details. Look for any signs of wear on Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks. The clearer these features are, the better the condition, and the higher the value. Keep in mind that collectors are always looking for coins that are in the best possible condition. If you can find a 1946 D wheat penny in mint state or near mint state, you're holding on to something special that could bring in some serious money at auction. With the ongoing popularity of Lincoln wheat pennies, especially those from the 1940s, there's always strong demand in the market for these coins. Whether you're looking to sell or simply add this beautiful piece of history to your collection, the 1946 D wheat penny remains a favorite among collectors and is a great investment for the future. To wrap up, the 1946 D wheat penny in very fine condition may not be the rarest of the rare, but it's still a coin worth having in your collection, and its value is only likely to rise over time. Next up, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark in very fine condition. If you're a collector or just getting started, you won't want to miss this one. Let's explore what makes this particular coin so valuable and why it's a must-have for any serious coin collector. The Wheat Penny series, also known as the Lincoln cent, was produced by the U.S. Mint from 1909 to 1958. It features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The reverse is marked with 2 ears of wheat, symbolizing prosperity, which is why it's commonly referred to as the wheat penny. Now, the 1957 wheat penny, in particular, has caught the attention of collectors due to its low mintage numbers and the rarity of well-preserved examples. In this video, we're focusing on the 1957 version minted in Denver, marked by the D Mint mark. which was struck at the Denver Mint. When we talk about the value of a coin, its condition is everything. Coins are graded based on their wear and preservation, and this directly impacts their value. The 1957 wheat penny in very fine condition is one that exhibits clear details, but with some wear on the high points, like the top of Lincoln's head and the wheat ears. It's not as sharp as an uncirculated coin, but it still retains enough definition to make it highly desirable. Very fine condition means the coin shows minimal signs of circulation, but still has some wear, with sharp details visible. If you compare it to a coin in extra fine or uncirculated condition, you'll notice the difference. But the 1957D in very fine condition is still an excellent piece to have in your collection. Without ornamentation or notes. Let's talk about why the 1957 wheat penny with the DMV mint mark is so valuable today. The Denver Mint produced 1, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 9, 5, 7 pennies, but not all of them were well preserved. Many coins were circulated, and due to their age, finding one in very fine or higher condition is relatively rare. While the 1957D is not the scarcest coin in the wheat penny series, its high mintage combined with the right condition makes it a rare find. Other factors that influence the rarity of this coin include its demand among collectors and its historical significance. By the late 1950s, the U.S. Mint was shifting toward the memorial cent design, marking the end of the wheat penny era. Therefore, as time goes on, the value of the 1957D, especially in very fine condition, continues to increase. So, how much is a 1957 wheat penny with the D mint mark in very fine condition worth today? Well, in today's market, the value can vary depending on factors such as the coin's exact condition and the current demand. A 1957 D wheat penny in very fine condition typically ranges from $400,000 in retail markets, but if the coin is in exceptional, very fine condition, or has been certified by a grading 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 condition worth a handful of ducks. For example, a 1957 D wheat penny graded as very fine by a professional grading company could see prices upwards of $280,000 or even more, depending on demand and the coin's specific characteristics. A few factors can affect the value of your 1957 D wheat penny. First, the overall preservation of the coin is key. Any heavy wear, scratches, or discoloration could lower its value. Second, the current market trends in coin collecting can fluctuate, with prices rising or falling depending on how in demand certain coins are at the time. Finally, the coin's provenance can play a role. If your coin has a documented history of ownership or comes from a notable collection, it could see a premium price in the market. If you're interested in adding a 1957 D wheat penny to your collection, there are a few places you can look. You can find them at coin shops, online auctions, or through specialized dealers. When purchasing, it's important to ask for certification, especially if you're looking for a higher grade coin. Always do your research and make sure you're buying from a reputable source. Also, be cautious of overpaying for a coin that may not be in the condition the seller claims. As with all rare coins, it's essential to verify the authenticity and condition before making a purchase. So there you have it. The 1957 wheat penny with a D mint mark in very fine condition is a valuable coin in today's market. While not as rare as some other years in the wheat penny series, its high mintage and historical significance make it a sought-after piece for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, adding this coin to your collection could be a great investment. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more coin collecting tips, and let us know in the comments if you have a 1957 D wheat penny in your collection. Happy collecting, and we'll see you in the next video.